Wait, he did what? Live. On stage. With cameras rolling, legends watching, and his ex-wife sitting just feet away. Papoose didn't just drop a bomb at the BET Awards. He detonated an emotional nuke. Yup, you heard it right. The self-proclaimed king of loyalty just stood center stage at Black Entertainment's biggest night and announced he's married to Claressa Shields, the reigning queen of the boxing ring, and now, apparently, the queen of his heart. Eyes. And who was sitting just behind them? None other than Remy Ma. In full glam, trying to hold it together, looking like someone who just realized she was no longer the main character. Cameras caught everything. The smile, the whisper, the hand squeeze, the crowd gasping. And Remy, sis blinked, stood up, grabbed her clutch, and walked out like the credits were rolling on a 15-year love story. So was this love or public execution? Was it romance or revenge served on a red carpet? Buckle up, because what just happened at the BET Awards wasn't a moment. It was a scandal in formal wear. And we've got all the exclusive details, backstage whispers, and tea-sipping Twitter threads you won't hear anywhere else. Let's get one thing straight. This wasn't just a BET Awards. This was a trap in a tuxedo. A love triangle gone live. A red carpet-turned revenge tour with high heels, high drama, and a mic drop that sent Twitter into cardiac arrest. The night was supposed to be about music, celebration, culture. But instead, it turned into a live-streamed episode of Divorce Court Meets Love and Hip-Hop, complete with plot twists, public heartbreak, and one very confused usher holding Remy Ma's seat after she stormed out of it. Now, if you're just joining us, allow us to catch you up. Papoose. The same Papoose who spent years holding down Remy Ma through her darkest days, who wrote entire essays on loyalty in every bar, who publicly stood by her when even Instagram wanted answers. That same Papoose just pulled off the messiest plot twist of the decade. At the 2025 BET Awards, in front of every legend, every camera, every live mic in the room, he announced that he's now officially married to Claressa Shields, two-time Olympic gold medalist, undefeated boxing champ, and, apparently, the new Mrs. Papoose Mackey. Yikes doesn't even begin to cover it. Now, this wasn't some whisper in the crowd. This wasn't a TMZ, spotted holding hands story. This was a full public proclamation, allegedly during a red carpet interview with BET Digital, where Papoose, when asked about his date, casually said, "This isn't just my date. This is my wife now." Excuse. US. What? The reporter blinked twice. Claressa laughed and touched his chest like they'd just dropped a secret album together. And in that exact moment, Remy Ma, seated just a few rows back, visibly froze. You could practically hear the sound of her lashes breaking under the emotional weight. Let's rewind for a second, because in true gossip spill vibe fashion, we don't just report the tea, we boil it on high. This betrayal wasn't built in a day. This was a long time coming. And if you've been paying attention to the clues, then this twist should have knocked politely before it walked into the building. Remember last year's rumors? The whispers that Remy Ma was getting a little too cozy with Easy the Block Captain? Yeah, the alleged affair? The questionable DM leaks? The blurry parking lot footage? The freestyle that fans swore had subliminal shots? Well, turns out Papoose might have taken all that silence, all that side-eye, and did what any hurt man with a fresh lineup and public platform would do. He upgraded, out loud, with cameras on, and Remy in the same room. Let that sink in. This wasn't a breakup text. This wasn't a tweet that needed decoding. This was a live mic and a televised slap in the face. Sources backstage say BET executives were shook. According to one anonymous crew member who goes by the alias Light Rig Larry, there was no warning, no script, no plan for that moment. We were running the rundown like normal, and then he just said it. My headset went dead silent. Then I heard someone in the control booth go, "Did he just say wife?" Yes, Larry. He did. And the most savage part? Papoose allegedly looked directly into the camera afterward. Like he knew the internet would freeze, replay, zoom in, add captions, and start a 5-day meme marathon. And it did. Now, let's talk about the optics, shall we? Because Claressa? Oh, She didn't just show up looking like a champion. She showed up dressed like the final boss of heartbreak. Fitted, flawless, and glowing like the BET lighting team had a separate budget just for her angles. Hair laid, diamonds dancing, and not a single drop of remorse in her entire walk. And then there's Remy, positioned strategically behind them, not just in seating, but in energy. You know when you're trying to act unfazed, but the camera pans at the exact moment you blink through your entire emotional past? Yeah, that was her. She sat there, arms crossed, jaw tight, nodding slowly like someone reciting a diss track in her head, just waiting for a beat to drop. An audience member, who described herself as a Remy fan turned Claressa convert, said, "It was wild. Like, I felt bad for Remy, but also, sis been messy. And this was karma with a mic. Harsh? Maybe. But the internet agreed. And y'all know what happened next. Remy Ma got up. Not dramatically. Not yelling. Just a slow rise, a pause, a tiny head shake, and then a walkout so cold, it fogged up the camera lens. TikTok caught it. Twitter looped it. YouTubers analyzed the footstep pattern. Some said she hesitated, as if debating whether to stay and collect herself or leave and protect whatever dignity hadn't been microwaved in front of millions. She chose the latter. And the internet? Oh, it chose violence. Within hours, the hashtags were flying. Hashtag Remy walked out. Hashtag Papoose mirror. Hashtag beat at that. And the brutal. Hashtag all the way done. Meanwhile, Claressa and Papoose were glowing like honeymooners at a press junket. They posed for pics, smiled for press, even did that annoying cheek-to-cheek lean that couples do when they know their ex is still watching. And now, anonymous sources, and when we say anonymous, we mean some dude with a username like tsniper911, claim that this wasn't just a relationship reveal. It was a message, a warning, a PR war. One DM screenshot, allegedly from a Claressa fan page group chat, said, "She told him to go public tonight. Said it was time to close the chapter once and for all."
And he did.
Look, love is messy. But this wasn't love. This was a masterclass in emotional checkmate. Papoose moved a queen onto the board, looked his past in the eye, and said, "Game over." But if you think this ends here, oh sweet summer child, we've only just hit the commercial break. Because in part 2, we're diving deep into the alleged BET conspiracy to seat Remy directly behind the newlyweds. The mic'd up hot mic moments that BET insiders are now denying. And the wild Twitter theories claiming this whole thing was a pre-planned rollout for a docuseries. You thought this was petty? Wait till you see what's leaking next. Now look, it's one thing to drop a bombshell at a major award show. It's another thing entirely to detonate it in front of your ex-wife, while cameras are rolling, and then act like nothing just exploded. But what makes this whole saga hit scandal-level DEFCON 1 is what happened after that announcement. Because while Papoose and Claressa were out here smiling for the flashbulbs like prom royalty, backstage at BET, absolute chaos was unfolding. And let's just start with the seating chart. Because we now have exclusive fake intel from a BET production coordinator who's asked to remain anonymous, but goes by the codename Stage Left Stacy. She says, and we quote, "That seat where Remy was sitting, that was no accident. That was assigned. We had 3 other open rows. They put her there for camera tension." Camera tension. Apparently, there's a document floating around in the BET production Google Drive titled, "Audience Chemistry Map, High Risk Zones Do Not Leak." Well, guess what Stacy did? She leaked it.
To us.
Smiling face with horns. This chemistry map allegedly marks relationships between artists, including YEX, beef, situationship, and toxic AF. And guess what was written right next to Remy Ma and Papoose? Former spouse, potential trigger, optimal cam angle.
What?
Optimal
Cam.
angle? So, we're not just watching a love triangle. We're watching a broadcast-engineered breakup moment designed for peak viral export. BET played chess with people's pain. And it worked. Because now we're getting hit with leaks from all directions. Enter Soundbooth Sean. allegedly a BET audio tech who claims Remy's mic was never turned off.
Yep.
According to Sean, she was still hot when the announcement went down. And what she allegedly whispered during the commercial break: brace yourself. So, this is what loyalty looks like now. On stage, with a mic, in front of me.
Oh my God.
Twitter got hold of that quote and went nuclear. One tweet read, "Remy Ma dropped the coldest diss line of 2025 and she didn't even spit a bar." Another said, "This is giving Beyoncé saw Jay with Rihanna in an elevator levels of tension." But it doesn't stop there, because not only did Remy allegedly say that, she also reportedly threw her BET Awards program into her handbag so aggressively that a nail popped off and landed in Busta Rhymes' lap. This is unconfirmed, but Busta posted a confused photo holding a silver acrylic nail, so do with that what you will. And while Remy's nail was flying through the air, Papoose and Claressa were in full honeymoon mode. Red carpet interviewers asked how long they'd been official, and Papoose, with the audacity of a man who just rewrote his own Wikipedia page, said, "We kept it low for a while, but tonight felt like the right time to celebrate the union." The union. This man turned heartbreak into a highlight reel. And Claressa? Sis didn't even flinch. When asked if she was worried about Remy's reaction, she smirked and said, "I'm undefeated. In and out the ring."
Phew.
Meanwhile, fans online were busy doing full CSI-level breakdowns of the moment. Frame-by-frame analysis of Remy's eye twitch. Audio-enhanced whispers caught from the front row. Even a 3D rendering of her purse slamming shut. TikTok exploded. Influencers reenacted the scene like it was a Shakespeare monologue. I stood, I blinked, I left. Because silence is the loudest scream. At Hood Nancy Drew. And now, let's talk about the biggest fake revelation of all, because here's where it gets next-level manufactured messy. Multiple insiders now claim that this entire moment was a rollout. Yes, a publicity stunt, an alleged setup. The announcement, the camera pan, the seating placement, all part of an upcoming docuseries reportedly titled Remy vs. Reality, The Loyalty Files. Sources say Mona Scott Young is heavily involved. We're talking full reunion-style therapy sessions, hidden camera footage, and confessionals from people who were there but legally can't speak unless paid. BET denies it. Publicists won't comment. But Claressa just posted a selfie with a caption. "Y'all really not ready for episode 3 face-blowing-a-kiss? Is that a joke or a confirmation? No one knows. And that's the beauty of it. Chaos is the promo." Meanwhile, back on the ground, the Remy Ma fanbase is in full revolt. Some say she deserves it. Others say she's the real victim. The fanbase has fractured into factions. The hashtag Remy Redemption Squad, demanding justice. The hashtag Team Claressa group, calling this a glow-up moment. And the hashtag Papoose played everyone conspiracy theorists, who now think he's been planning this since Easy the Block Captain posted that blurry tech screenshot in 2023. Oh yes. That screenshot. Remember? The one that allegedly said, "She's saying she loyal, but I know the real story." Yup. That's resurfaced too. Because in the internet court of petty public opinion, every receipt counts, even if it's fake, blurred, or AI generated. And then there's the most insane twist of all. BET's camera team? They've started dropping behind-the-scenes stills from the event, and one photo has the entire internet shaking. It shows Remy Ma standing in the hallway, mid-exit, wiping her cheek with a tissue. Behind her, a red exit sign. Symbolic. Haunting. Poetic. The caption simply said, "Captured. Not staged." But come on. At this point, everything looks staged. You can't just put a woman behind her ex and his new wife, film it in 4K, and then act like, "Oh no, this is all a big accident." This was scripted like a season finale. The only thing missing was a fade to black and dramatic music playing as Remy walked away in slow motion. Which, by the way, people have already edited. There are dozens of viral edits of that exact moment set to songs like Irreplaceable by Beyoncé, Unfaithful by Rihanna, Take a Bow by Neo, One even used Celine Dion's "It's All Coming Back to Me Now." And honestly, it fit too well. So now the world's watching. BET is trending. Papoose is being hailed as the coldest man alive. Claressa has a new nickname, Mrs. Heavyweight Energy. And Remy hasn't posted a thing. No tweets. No IG stories. Just radio silence and paparazzi photos of her leaving the afterparty alone, wearing sunglasses at night, lips tight, fists tighter. But if you think this story ends with silence, you're wrong. Because in part 3, we're breaking down the fallout, legal threats, BET boycotts, and PR cleanup, rumors of a diss track in the works, and why fans believe Remy Ma might be planning the ultimate revenge on Beat. This wasn't just betrayal. This was broadcast heartbreak. And the next chapter? It's gonna be loud. And just when you thought this saga couldn't possibly get messier, just when you assumed the curtains had closed and the drama was done, Remy Ma said absolutely nothing, and that silence echoed louder than any diss track ever could. Because now, the streets are whispering. The fans are speculating. And Remy's inner circle is leaking. According to a close friend who spoke to a source who knows a source, Remy has allegedly gone full scorched earth. She's unfollowed Claressa, muted BET's page, and word is she's already booked studio time in Atlanta with a producer known for one thing: revenge beats.
Yup. You heard that right.
While Claressa and Papoose are busy smiling for the paparazzi like they're starring in a BET Plus rom-com, Remy might be loading the clip, musically speaking. But the fallout doesn't stop there. BET, the once beloved black entertainment institution, is now under fire from fans and insiders alike. Trending hashtags include hashtag BT set her up, hashtag Remy deserved better, hashtag y'all really mic'd her up, and let's not forget the newest one climbing the charts, hashtag toxic televised. Because people aren't just mad about the heartbreak, they're mad about the manipulation, the strategic seeding, the leaked audio, the zoom-ins at the worst possible moment, the way the broadcast lingered on Remy's reaction a little too long. Fans are demanding an apology, a statement. Some even want heads to roll. One viral TikTok creator broke it down like this. So let me get this straight. Y'all let Papoose announce a whole new marriage, while his ex-wife of 15 years was 3 rows behind him, and your cameraman had her reaction on deck like he was filming love and hip-hop, civil war, and BET's official account? Dead silent. No tweets. No clarifications. Just a whole lot of "we'll be right back after this break" energy while their DMs burn like a group chat with receipts. Meanwhile, Papoose and Claressa are acting like they just won couple of the year. Literally. Because guess what? A BET post went live crowning them Power Pair of the Night. No joke. There's even a boomerang of them clinking glasses backstage with the caption, "Loyalty looks good on y'all ring. LOYLTY." The audacity is so loud, I had to put on noise-canceling headphones just to finish the script. But that's not all. Because as of 9 a.m. the next morning, a cease and desist letter allegedly hit Claressa's inbox. And guess who it's from? You guessed it, Remy Ma's team. According to leaked documents floating around Reddit and dark Twitter corners, the letter demands the takedown of a viral Claressa interview clip where she seemingly mocks Remy, saying, "When people fumble, you pick up the bag and run with it." Fans believe that was a direct shot. Remy's team apparently believes it's defamation. And the lawyers? They believe it's billable. Meanwhile, other reports suggest Remy has been consulting a PR team to reframe the narrative, possibly for a documentary of her own titled "Behind Her Back, The Remy Ma Story." Tagline: she held it down until they held hands in front of her. Streaming platforms are allegedly circling Netflix,
Zeus,
even Tubi. Because let's be honest, if Remy drops a docuseries with tearful confessions, diss tracks, and actual backstage footage,
we are all
watching. But the plot? Still thickening. Because a leaked group chat screenshot from inside Claressa's camp shows someone saying, "Remy knew this day was coming. She just didn't think it'd be so public." What does that even mean? Was this planned? Did Claressa warn her? Was this some soft launch to hard launch transition gone nuclear? Twitter detectives are on it. Threads are being spun. TikToks are doing deep dives. Even Instagram astrologers are weighing in, claiming the alignment of Mercury retrograde over Brooklyn is responsible for explosive ex-couple energy. And let's not even start on the easy the block Captain rumors resurfacing. Yes, Remy's rumored fling-turn-blur of 2023 is now back in the mix, because someone dug up an old post from Easy with a suspicious caption. Some people just love attention. Me? I prefer truth. Coincidence? Fans don't think so. Some even claim Easy liked the post announcing Papoose and Claressa's marriage before unliking it hours later. The mess just multiplies. Now, let's talk fans. Public reaction is nothing short of emotional warfare. 1 minute, people are defending Remy's legacy. The next, they're praising Claressa's boss move. And somewhere in between, Papoose's reputation has gone from loyalty god to the real villain of the BET cinematic universe. One fan tweeted, "This man held her down while she did time, only to air her out like laundry on award night." Another wrote, "Papoose didn't just end a marriage. He ended public trust and love." Harsh. But hey, that's what happens when the streets raise you and the stage exposes you. And now, people are waiting for the next punch. Figuratively or literally. Because, let's not forget, Claressa is a professional fighter. Remy is a professional rapper. And Papoose? Well, he's just professionally unbothered at this point. But under all the drama, leaks, and scandals, there's a deeper, more viral truth. This wasn't just an award show scandal. It was a masterclass in how to turn real-life heartbreak into headline gold. It was pain televised.
Love weaponized.
Loyalty monetized. And now the world is watching to see who strikes back harder. Remy with a track, Claressa with a clapback, or Papoose with a podcast. Because trust me, this story isn't over. It's just an intermission. And when it returns, you better believe it's going to be in 4K, with subtitles, streaming on 5 platforms, and hosted by someone messy like Tamar Braxton. Roll credits? Not yet. Revenge, redemption, rebranding. All of it is coming. And in a world where the BET Awards turn into battlegrounds and mics are hotter than marriages, the only thing we know for sure is cameras never lie, but hearts, they leak. So now that we've unpacked the chaos, zoomed in on the tears, replayed the awkward glances, and practically lip-read through the BET Awards, we gotta ask, was this the most savage public blindsiding of the decade? Or just another case of bad timing and better angles? Because look, Remy Ma didn't clap, didn't smile, and didn't say a word. But her face said more than a diss track, more than an interview, more than a press release ever could. It said, "This man really married another woman 3 rows in front of me." Now we want to hear from you. Speech Balloon, was this Papoose's final mic drop? Speech Balloon, did BET deliberately set Remy up for Heartbreak TV? Speech Balloon, is Claressa really unbothered, or just playing her role in the biggest, messy rollout of 2025? And the biggest question of them all, if you were Remy Ma, sitting right behind your ex and his new wife on national television, what would you have done? Go off in the comments. We're reading everything.
Eyes.
Backhand index pointing down, smash that like button if you felt even 1% of Remy's pain. Bell, hit subscribe if you live for the drama, the tea, and the receipts they never show on cable TV. Loudspeaker, and share this with someone who still believes award shows are classy and drama-free. Because clearly they haven't seen BET 2025. This is Gossip Spill vibe, where no secret stays buried, no camera angle goes ignored, and the tea? It always spills. Catch you in the next scandal. It's already brewing.